So hello everyone and welcome back to the Deercast. You're joining us end of June. We are here to pick back up our ZEISS Secacam trail cam. It's been out for a month or so. It has picked up some footage of fallow prickets and bucks prancing around in velvet. I think it's caught a couple of muntjac and a couple of hares as well. Because it is a remote trail cam, it's been feeding everything back to my phone and I've been getting real-time live updates. So let's take this off the tree, take it back to base camp and give you our thoughts and impressions of how we've got on with it. So hello everyone and welcome back. We are back at base camp, as you can probably tell, a little bit hot and sweaty because we were just out moving some high seats after collecting the trail cam. But we're going to give you a deeper dive into the ZEISS Secacam 3 now that we've got it back to base, reviewed the footage. We've had it probably since, well, we're now recording this in August. And we had it since the stalking show in April. And we should say, credit where credit's due to ZEISS. We were on their stand at the stalking show looking at the ZEISS Secacam 3 and ZEISS very kindly offered to send us one. We didn't think anything much of it, but true to form, a few weeks later it turned up. So we've had it out in the field, given it a thorough test, and here are our detailed thoughts. So the Secacam 3 is £119.99. You can either buy it from ZEISS directly or there are various other different places online or your local gun shop where you can get it. We found it online for £119.99, either direct from ZEISS or from Scott Country. Bushwear and other stockists out there have it as well. It arrives in a very smart box, but not many of you probably care very much about that. In the box you get the Secacam itself, which already has pre-installed the AA batteries, which we'll come on to later, and the SIM card, which again we'll come on to later. It has its aerial, which again just screws in the top, really simple and easy. I don't think we need to go over that. And then you get a sort of cord to attach it to a tree with a nice plastic sort of buckle on the end. You get a pretty small instruction manual, which to be honest I didn't even bother reading. It's so simple and intuitive to use that once I'd connected it to the app I was kind of away and off you go. And then you get your activation code for the SIM card. So it is super simple, and we're just going to put the box to one side because that's all you really need to know about that. The camera itself, pretty small but fairly robust as a unit. You can kind of feel it as you sort of handle it. It's seriously good quality. On the back where you've got sort of all the fixing eyes and bits and pieces, they are made out of sort of proper hard plastic, as in even if I try and sort of dent that or bend it or press it, you can't. And that's, I'd say, the general feel of the whole unit. It is just really robust. To access the controls and the screen inside, there's a clip here on the side that you just flick open and then out comes screen on this side, buttons on this side. I've got to be honest, apart from the first time that I think I switched it on, I don't think I've ever really touched these buttons. I've just used it through the app because it is so simple and intuitive to use. The SIM card, as I said, comes pre-installed and is in there in a slot in the side. You have also then got a button here that says eject, and I'll try not to do it. That, when you press it, then ejects the battery housing underneath, which I'll try and do on camera for you, and that houses the AA batteries that come pre-installed. You can, if you want to, either use disposable batteries or you can use rechargeable batteries. And again, on the bottom here, there's a rubber sort of grommet, which if you undo it, you can get to the power plug there to recharge the batteries. And there's also a USB-C slot, on the bottom as well. You can buy an additional power bank to fit to this or solar panels. Probably one of the key features of this is because it is a wireless trail camera that submits pictures back to you remotely. If you bought those optional extras, as in either a power bank or solar panels, you could leave it out in the field almost indefinitely and never actually have to go and physically check it. Now, in terms of other features, this has a 16:9 ratio on the camera. So although it looks like quite a small camera, actually because of that aspect ratio, it gets an enormous field of view and takes quite wide photographs. It has got what are called no-glow LEDs in here. So on some trail cameras, when they take a photo and you're looking back through them, you can see all the animals looking at the camera sort of quite startled. I haven't got any pictures like that off this, and it does say in all the bump that comes with it that the no-glow cameras are invisible to both the human and animal eye, and certainly it does seem that way from the pictures. Now this will take photos at both day and night. The night ones are black and white unless you opt for the colour the night feature, where it literally will then overlay colours onto the black and white image for you. You have to pay to get that feature as well as the AI feature. So when this first arrives, you get 100 free photographs with it, and when you pay for one of the subscription packages, which we'll come on to in a sec, it then unlocks those 2 additional features for you. So when this sends you a photograph and you get a message on your phone, if you've paid for the additional features, it will ping up and say camera has seen a fox, a fallow buck, etc. If you haven't, then it will just pop up and say it's taken a photograph, and you have to go into the app to have a look at it. When you then get to that picture, as I said, if you've paid for a package with it, you can then colour the night, as in add colour back into the photo if it's a night photo. If it's a daytime photo, obviously it has colour in it anyway. Because there's a really handy app that goes with this, you can control all of the features remotely. You can also see the battery status of the unit. You can see how much signal it's got, how many pictures it's got. It's really super easy to both pair with this unit. So when you get that activation code out of the box, you just download the app, put in that activation code, and it connects to this, and that is it, job done. It is super easy and simple. If you've got, let's say, a syndicate, or you've got a number of these on a farm or estate where a few of you stalk, you can share the camera with other people. So whilst that activation code is unique to this camera, you can then share access with it to other people, which is really, really helpful. We've got a couple of bits of ground where we've given multiple people access to these cameras, and it has made it much easier rather than one person having to go on, download the image, and then send it to someone else. Downloading the images, again, really easy. You just go into the app, choose the photograph you want. You can delete them if you want to. So again, if you never want to actually go and visit this in the field, you could just clear the memory by deleting all the old photos off it. If there's a particular photo you want, you just go on, click download to your phone, and there it is. It'll appear in your photos. Now, thanks to this sort of beaver tail aerial, it is adjustable, and it literally just screws into the top of the camera here. This seems to get signal almost anywhere I can put it, even in some places where my phone didn't get brilliant signal. That then allows this to transmit back to the app on your phone. As I said, it comes with 100 free photographs when you first get it, so you don't need to pay anything when you first buy one of these. It will just start transmitting 100 free photos to you. Once you reach the end of those 100 free photos, it will keep taking them and storing them, but it won't transmit it back to your phone. What you need to then do is subscribe to either one of 3 packages. There's a basic, premium, or professional. The basic is £2.69 a month, and the professional is £13.69 or something like that a month. And they give you different sort of perks with each package, and we'll put details of those up on the screen so that you can see it for yourself. But essentially, they limit you in terms of how many photos you want, how many videos you want, etc. As I've just sort of alluded to, this will take photos or videos for you. I've preferred the photo setting on it because I think you get a clearer image of what you're looking at, and also the file sizes are much, much smaller, both in terms of being sent back to your phone, but also then being able to download them onto your phone if you want to. Now, my overall sort of thoughts and opinions of this camera, we are not sponsored or paid by ZEISS to say this. They sent us one of these cameras free to test, which was very kind of them, but we're not sort of obligated to give them a good review if we didn't want to. Is that overall seriously impressed with these, and I will be ordering and buying more of them, purely for that ease of not having to go and check them. But also one feature that I didn't really realise until I started using it, is that because you can remote log in and live view through this camera, if you put a few of them out somewhere, if you're a morning stalker like myself, when you get in the car ready to go, you could log in, have a look at all of your cameras and see which ones have deer in front of them, and therefore know potentially where those deer are before you even get to the ground and before you even do any recon. They are just super, super handy and really, really simple and easy to use. And I think, yes, it's a little bit annoying that you might have to pay a subscription cost, but let's say you opt for the really basic one of £2.69 a month. That is less than the cost of driving to your ground to go and check these once a week, once a month, once every 2 months, to check the SD card or change the batteries or just check it's even still there. So for me, £2.69, drop in the ocean, quite happy to spend that on a package of one of these. The photos I've had back from this have been absolutely awesome. The only thing I would say, and this might just be me that I need to tweak some of the settings on this, is that I've got a lot of photos of the back end of deer. So clearly it's been out sat on a tree somewhere, a deer has walked past it, and for whatever reason it's taken a picture once that deer has reached sort of the edge of its field of view. Now, as I said, that could just be me needing to tweak with the settings, and that's something I'm going to do and have another little play with. But generally speaking, it's got some fantastic photos. They're sent through live to your phone, which gets a little bit addictive because on my phone it literally just pops up, ZEISS app, says it's taken a picture, and you sort of really excitedly jump in to have a look at it and see what it has or hasn't captured. But overall verdict, really impressed with these. Definitely going to be ordering some more of them. If you haven't already, go and check them out. They're the ZEISS Secacam 3. There are other models available, and you can also get them in bundle packages. So if you want to buy more than one at a time, which I'm probably going to if I'm honest, then great bit of kit.